Gee, gosh damn. I totally forgot that that I'm supposed to be streaming. I was working on the logo for my game. Oh my. Yeah. So do give me a moment as I'm going to send out the links. So Kondachi, we're going to continue working on my webtoon. Okay. Hashtag webtoon, hashtag manga, hashtag anime, hashtag VRoid, hashtag digital art. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, yeah, also the thing. So there's a bunch of things actually to introduce. Yeah. So basically, I've heard that my general like spacing is good, but I've got a little bit of a tip for that. In general, basically. So basically, the main thing actually that I could do would be separating everything into was it give me a second. I'm going to pop out the chats, and let me quickly check that information for you. It's not really that far away to scroll up. Okay, I got it. So one panel is equal to one page, right? So one panel is one page, and that one page, supposed to be around 800 by 1200 pixels. The thing is, we can actually do that. Also, she wrote, I don't think if you want to publish it online or make a book out of it, but usually using the double ratio of the dimensions are better for rendering. 800 pixels wide equal higher than 1600 pixels, so that the reader don't see any pixels you actually forgot in the panel. So we're going to take the thing, right? Also, I should be able to have something. Yeah. Basically, I should be able to have the quote-unquote webtoon view. But I think it's going to be actually, if I'm going to not really use the comic thing as the, in general thing. Also, I can make divisions. So if, for example, I'm going to have, so with 1600, right? And then let's say, how many pages do I want to have, right? So I'm thinking about typical manga considerations, right? I'm constantly looking at the chat. So typical manga considerations. So how many pages are in manga chapter? 15 to 45 pages. So based on the publication thing. So weekly Shonen Jump series, for example, it's going to publish 15 to 20 pages every week. Then we have monthly series, 30 to 45 pages. I'm thinking about going weekly. So 15 to 20 pages. That's the thing. So we are now getting into the story writing math, which is actually something that you are not going to be able to do directly, right? Because as at least here, so we need to start writing. I'm going to turn on the music. So basically, we have to start writing. And the worst thing is that I don't have directly, like, you know, things. Okay. So let's see. High schooler Issei Hyodo thinks he finally got a girlfriend, Yuma Amano. On the first date, however, she reveals herself as a fallen angel and fatally stabs him. He is saved and reincarnated as a devil by Rhea's Grimoire, waking up in his bed. With her tending to his wounds. That's the thing. So considering that he kind of died, but he got reincarnated, but his wounds were still too serious to, and he still had to, those still had to be tended. Episode key events. The Trap. Issei is attacked by Yuma Amano, who transforms into the fallen angel Metal and murders him in a park. That's very important because that's the end of it. Reincarnation. Before he perishes, Issei uses a special summoning spell Rias gave him, not Rias. I'm not sure why I wrote Rias. Because it was actually Rias' spawn that gave it to him. She resurrects him as the devil's servant using a evil piece. That's how it's called, right? Because everything plays like a chess in there. Aftermath, Issei awakens the next morning. Rias explains the situation, revealing that she is a devil and that he now belongs to her household, quote unquote, right? Because household is like, household or family is actually some kind of grouping, right? So it's like Rias has her own household, meanwhile, which is like, you know, Grimoire household, right? But then her brother also has his own household, which is also the same household thing. It's like basically they're like resurrecting those people, creating warriors out of them, and basically they are how to say this, they are basically like going after this whole thing, right? So that's the thing. Okay, so I know what writing we're going to do. So there are going to be a couple changes. Let me quickly pop on the notepad. I'm going to quickly run down the events. First, view on Issei and his internal monologue to introduce his person. Issei notices Rias, who looks at him from the club's window. I already know that it's going to be the club, so I'm going to write those things by quote-unquote statements, right? So I know already that it's a club, so I'm going to call it a club because I know it's going to be easier for me to understand what kind of building that is, right? And from the club's window. So it's give or take like the same thing that we've had so far here, right? So we have that, we have Issei laying down here, we have Rias looking at him here, then Issei is like trying to reach out to her, and basically his friends are like, you know, calling for him, so he leaves, and then we supposed to have Rias who's going to basically like look at him, you know, like, oh hey, like this is the thing, right? So that's that. Of course, it's going to be much easier, much easier. Trust me, especially when we're going to have the dividers, much easier. So we have that 3 Issei. Of course, there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to also add. I'm using Notepad. I would use Word, but that's the thing. Of course, sorry that I'm not really showing what I'm writing, that's the thing. So let's see, Issei, there's that, Issei is called for classes, for Rias, but as he looks back, Rias is not standing anymore in the window. 4 Rias is seen in pacing inside of the club's chairman office with someone speaking to her. Issei after classes walks around the city. Issei bumps into a girl, in brackets Yuma Amano. Okay. And here's the thing. All of that what I've read happens in the span of one episode. It's way too fast pacing. The relationship was way too fast. That's why what I want to do is actually we are going to expand it a little, right? Hi Muto, good to be here. How are you? Hope it has going. How have you been feeling? Yuma spills coffee on her. Why? What happened? Someone's been calling me an hour ago. Issei bumps into a girl. You must spill coffee on him. Yuma out of BS this morning. Oh no, I hate this. Oh no. I don't like the sound of this. Damn. I'm so sorry to hear that. If only I, you know, if only I knew I would probably like, you know, cancel the stream to be with you. You know, shyly attempts to, just because of my name. Why? You can explain. Well, I guess I don't know. I don't want to sound insensitive, but we can like talk in detail about that later. So I would be able to like give you some comfort while talking about that. And right now you would like invoke negative emotions. So it's better to first like dodge the topic and talk about something pleasant. So yeah, sweetie, hopefully you'll be free after, would you? Attempts to clean off Issei. Maybe playing some games, would you? Attempts to clean off Issei. Yeah, I don't want to go to the grocery store. That's fine, that's right. Well, more time for us. Yuma shyly attempts to clean off Issei. But she fails. Yuma offers Issei to take his coat for cleaning. But Issei refuses, thinking it's weird. And most likely they won't meet again. Yuma offers her phone number. Yeah, Yuma offers her phone number. Instead, saying that she still feels guilty, and at least she would be able to compensate them. Issei. How do you say when someone is like, oh, flustered? Okay, got it. Flustered. You need to learn how to make a comic book so you can teach me one-on-one. Well, of course. To be fair, I've learned already so much from my friend. Like, I already know a lot of things. I know how to pace things properly and how to treat Webtoon. So Webtoon is one panel per one page. You don't have several panels one under another. Well, sometimes you do, but you should keep in mind that like one whole page is your panel. So just like on one panel you can add like additional paneling, you should treat it just like that. That's why you can like so many webtoons are actually treating the entire page as their panels, because it is. It's so cool. I understand now so much more this whole thing. Is a flustered, brushes off and parts away. So we're looking around, you know, here and there for things, right? So yeah, also from a bit, you know, thing, it might, well, I'm still not really, I didn't really sign any documents nor anything, so that's the thing, but I might be ending my contract with my current employer, so we'll see. There's definitely too much going on, so pressure brushes off and parts ways with the girl. She really insists on... So I want to have this thing like Yuma is going to be very possessive. Because like Reynar, right? What was that her name? Meatelt, sorry. Meatelt, not Reynar. Yeah, so Meatelt is going to be very, very possessive. The thing is because she's fallen angel and she despises humans. She treats them like they're filth, right? Like they're impure, kind of, right? So basically she sees them like... I had to make a comic. To be fair, it's not that difficult. I can surely show you, even today, if you want to. I'll be glad. I'll be glad. So basically, Meatelt is like, you know, very like... She sees humans as pets. They're insignificant to her. That's why she's going to be very insistent, very possessive as Yuma. So she's going to like... In this panel, Issei is going to like try to go away, but in another panel, she's going to like grab like really forcefully his arm and like, I really insist, please take my phone number. You know, like this kind of thing, right? And Issei, just to brush her off even more, he's like, oh, okay, like, here, right? Yuma possessively grabs Issei's arm, freaking him out as she keeps on nearly forcing Issei to take her number. Issei to de-escalate the whole situations. Situation decides... actually, what your comic book would be about, actually? Dancing dinos, let's go. Oh my. The whole situation decides to give Yuma quote-unquote a shot, letting her enter her phone number on his phone. They're not dancing for me. Oh no! For me they are. They're doing this like dance. You know. Damn. Oh my. Issei comes back home. So basically, in this version, Issei's parents are strict. Like, kinda strict, but kind of abusive towards him. Also, mostly because his mother is going to have some like internal issues because she's not going to be fulfilled because she had to drop her position from like couple houses previously, and his father is constantly moving. The comic would be about the hero that goes back to work. Oh my. Oh wait, right. I think we've talked about it, right? Was it that like retired? I need to do character design. You can do it, definitely. Go on. You can do it. Actually, maybe we would be able to stream at like again so at some point. Well, I guess. Well, I would love to like you know, at least have like whole week one after another. You know, now as you're back home, his parents are passive aggressive about his departure, about his late arrival. To be fair, I feel like the pacing is not going to be really good. I feel like I need to add more. Oh no, ads. Oh no! Why would you have ads? Wouldn't you have the subscription? Oh wait, I didn't see it last month. Yeah. PC comes back home, his parents are passive aggressive about his late arrival. And messed up shirt. Well, I'm going, those are like going to be like anchor points. I'm going to look into that. Issei closes himself in his room and drops in the bed. 15. Issei looks at his phone. On its screen, a message up with Yuma's number picked up. So like, here's the thing. Issei, in this version, my version, right? Issei is going to be a bit different. He's going to be like kind of recessed from, like pushed away from like surroundings, from the society, because of how often he's been like moving. Then so he's like not really trustful. He doesn't really have much trust in people, right? Next thing you know, he's like quite often like standing really far away from everyone. He's very like I don't really like that. I don't think I'm built for this kind of thinking, right? So in general, he's like, oh, okay, so that, you know, this and this, right? And like, oh, I hate that, you know, oh, we've moved again, and yet again feeling like alien in the school, don't know anyone here and stuff, like this kind of like internal monologue, right? So he's like typical teenager thinking. Like, teenagers really need people to surround themselves with, like, by theory. They're, of course, you know, that was a long ad. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no. So, basically, considering that teenagers really need people around, and, you know, they are always like, they feel this harder that they are far away from their surrounding and that they couldn't really make friends, right? So our first view on Issei is that like kind of depressed teenager. He doesn't know anyone. Hey, hugs. Gold, please. Oh no. Oh no. Do you want guild? Or hugs? So basically he says like, you know, this like kind of sad teenager was constantly moving. He's like lost. He doesn't know anyone in the class, in the school. It's like he doesn't even know like the entire, the entire thing, right? So that's the thing. And considering that he's been moving so far, also his like relationship connected life wasn't really the best. So the thing is that he never had a girlfriend at this point, and he's like 16, right? So he's 16, he never had a girlfriend, he's sad, he doesn't know anyone, he doesn't even have like, normal talks, like normal talk thing. So that's basically it. Hi Ren, good to have you here. How are you? Hope it has been? I've been good. Yeah. Well, I've had a talk with my boss and possibly I'm going to lose my job, but we still have to see, right? So yeah. So like basically in general that's like Issei's character. So of course like the moment like he's meeting Yuma and he has this like kind of romantic situation happening. Hi Ren, yeah. Muto on Twitch is still saying hi. Unfortunately the chat is still not working. It's because of YouTube actually. It's YouTube that is messing things up. So so basically that's the thing, and like he feels like odd ones out because like people are staring at him. He seems kind of different also because like also most likely I'm on YouTube, let's go. So basically like yeah, a lot of things are happening, right? So Ria's looking at him. It's like in anime she was like looking at him because she was like analyzing if that's actually him who possessed that really powerful gauntlet, right? That's really powerful item, or that fallen angels are after in general. It's nice to hear. Yeah. So that's the thing, right? And of course the character that talks with Rias is Akeno, because she's like vice president, she's the queen, right? Because you have king and queen, so Rias is the king and queen is obviously Akeno. So I'm really close to the character. So Issei is later on like called to the class. That's still really good, right? So like he's like, either it's going to be like the clock, the like bells, like the typical like school bells ringing, the class is starting, so he goes in. So that's that. And as he's going, he like we're going to like make him okay, wait. Issei is trying to reach out to Rias, but he's called for classes, but as he looks back, Rias is not standing anymore in the window. So that's that, right? So he's like, because he's going to lay down that like hill nearby school. He's going to like just ponder the thing, and like he's going to like look slightly higher because like he's going to see someone standing in the window in the corner of his eye, and he's going to first notice the Rias. So basically then like he's trying to reach out to her because, like, you know, he's trying to at least make friends with someone, right? Talk to someone. He's like, you know, we are going to see him like having this like hand, like, you know, in high gesture, and he's going to try to say something, but like we're going to have like this nearly silent hi. Wait, did you see my message on YouTube? I don't think so. I've only seen the Discord message. Yeah. YouTube is, yeah, really messed up. So that's the thing. Rias is, then we're going to see, you know, as he says, like, departing. Wow, YouTube, yeah. Yeah. So we're going to see Rias. We are not going to really know who is she, but this is where she's going to be introduced, because that character, we're going to only see like back of the head, because she's going, like, Akeno is going to like stick out from the like corner of it, and Rias is going to like pace through it, right? Or, you know, like use the thing. Do you have character design for this story? Yes. It's based on anime. It's someone else's story. I'm just rewriting it. But I'm going to probably like still draw things for it. Like, I'm still going to prepare the character charts for, you know, for the view. So first I'm going to make that first chapter. Of course it's going to be much easier because I'm going with anime episodes, but we are going to also add things to it. So we have, you know, we see Rias, and person is from, you know, from the corner of the thing is saying like, are you sure that it's him, Rias? And Rias is like going to like move the thing, right? She's like, Rias is going to move the like pawn and like, you know, do the checkmate. And she's going to like go further. She's going to be like, yes, that's definitely him. And then we are going to see the face of Akeno, but we are not going to know who she is. We know that those two are going to be connected somehow, right? So that's that. With someone asking her if that's quote unquote him. Rias moves a pawn, confirming checkmate, and then confirming that it is confirming the statement. So like, yes, that's definitely him. And we're going to like wonder who Issei is, why someone is interested with him so much that they're like asking if that's him. So like, what did he do? Like, maybe he's like some, you know, we're starting to build up the mystery around the main character, right? We're starting to build the point of focus around him. There's a reason why we are seeing his story, and we are forcing the viewer's attention to be focused towards that, because he's like some kind of focal point for the story at this point of it, right? Issei, after classes, walks around the city, mumbling to himself that he doesn't feel like coming back home anytime soon. Issei bumps into a girl, Yuma Mano, you must spill coffee on him. Okay, that seems alright. But we first need to like see the end of it, right? So classes end. Issei walks. Classes and Issei. Departs from school looking. There's a drawing process I want to try. Oh, what the drawing process you're talking about? Go on. Departs from school. What kind? Yeah. Looking at one guy jealously. Kiba. We're going to introduce another character, but we're going to at first now just think like, oh, okay, we're just going to show some guy that the main character is just like, you know, kind of going to be jealous about being popular because like he just moved in, he doesn't have any friends, whatever, right? But we are going to bring the attention to him as specifically because that's going to be also a member of Frias's household, right? We are structuring this, like, you know, we are starting to structure the web of contacts between the characters. You need the like web of contacts between those things. So like Issei looks at Rias like, oh, okay, like, you know, he at first he's going to think like, oh, okay, she's like slightly older, right? It's good to say hi, be polite. Maybe, you know, he like read the pamphlet that it's like, maybe he read a pamphlet that is like, or map that is some kind of like club building. Maybe she's like, you know, just part of the club. Maybe he'll join, right? Making friends, whatever, right? His thinking process because of like how often he was changing schools. So, you know, that's the thing. Issei after classes walks around the city, mumbling to himself that he doesn't feel like coming back home. So we have that, even though he doesn't feel okay, I was interested in doing it, but I want to use inks again. Ooh, that's really cool. Oh, that's a really cool process. Very difficult though. What you've showed me, it's literally equivalent of what I'm doing for sketches, but on paper with ink. Very difficult. Very difficult. He bumps on the girl. Probably it's going to be like a bridge, right? There, like, she's going to bump into him on the bridge, spill coffee on him. She tries to clean. We have a nice little thing. Yes, but look fun. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not. it is definitely fun. Okay. Let's say ADHD proversion method. Yes. Yes. Although, Ren, I've noticed that I'm starting to have struggles recently with that method, and I'm going to, for the comic book, I'm going to move into my drawn method. So I'm not going to use that method, but I'm going to like still try. Maybe I need to like refresh some things because I'm really trying to do it really fast. So maybe I need to do it slower. You know, the faster I'm working, the more repeats I have to do, and I'm ending up spending more time on one thing than I should. So, yeah. And I think we have a nice like move for the thing. 17 pages seems worth it. Now the thing is, why is it? Because it doesn't really conclude anything. You might think it's slice of life, so it does. We meet with the Issei, right? So we have the like meet and greet with characters, like first characters that we are going to see. We have Issei, Mitelt, Rias, Akeno, Kiba. 5 characters in one chapter. And you don't know those characters because the main character doesn't know it. right? Really huge thing, important for slice of life. We meet him, so because it's going to be shonen, but it's going to be like merged with slice of life, so it's going to start as slice of life. But to quickly introduce those things, right? We're going to do it in like couple things. First chapter we have that. Second chapter we have like development of Issei's and Yuma's feelings, quote unquote, relationship. We're going to have them like go on a date, right? And around that we're going to have something like first like huge shonen like things, right? Because we're going to actually see Issei being stalked by something, and he's going to see black feathers dropping from around, but there will be no like birds around, right? So that's the thing, and the feathers are going to be generally like quite big. So he's going to lift it up, but it's going to be like infused with like magic that it's going to allow the fallen agents to track him a bit better, right? So he's going to keep that feather in his room, and at the end of at the end of that chapter we are going to see the like someone with wings looking at them with long hair. So that's another thing, because we're going to think that the character we are going to see is going to be Akeno, because black wings, long hair, very similar, hairstyle and whatnot. So, well, very similar, my internet died. No, oh no. So we are going like, Mithelt is going to have kind of similar hairstyle to Akeno. So we're going to think like, oh, okay, so that girl is like some weird thing, right? I wonder if Rias is too, and they're going to start like pulling the crumbs, right? We are starting to like develop the like rising. We have so we do the three like it was called 3 chapter rule, right? We have problem, we have unravel, and we have resolution, right? We have problem. Issei is lonely. He meets with Yuma. We have the relationship to kind of like sprout. We have resolution where Issei is quote unquote killed by Mithelt. So that's why it's important, that's why I've done it like that. And it's 17 pages, and I feel like the spacing is going to be quite good. So now with that, I'm going to make a new file. Yes, we've done all of that just to make the file, and that's important. Why? It's professional method. You don't dive into the thing and draw out of nowhere, no. You have to make the character designs, you have to make your scenarios, and it's good to start when you have like at least like 5 scenarios already planned. I'm probably going to sit down to it, but first I want to make the logo for my game, prepare it, right? I'm almost done with it though, so no biggie. Yeah. So now we've learned from that friend of mine that it's supposed to be 800 by 1200, but we want to have possibly a release or publishment, so we're going to double it so the people wouldn't see the pixels. So it's going to be 1600 on 2400. So our width is already 1600. Let me pull up my trustworthy calculator. It's going to be 2400, right? So 2400, 2400. And that times 17, because that's how many pages we're going to have. So my total length of my file is supposed to be 40,800. So 40,800. And that in page settings is going to be 17. Should. No, wait. No. Number of pages, but 2,417 pages. And that's going to make things for us. I'm not going to record the time lapse. Okay. Ta-da! We've got it. We've got it. So that's exactly how it's going to look like. That's exactly how it's going to look like. And now I can get a view. No, not view window. Because I should be able to see. Story, page manager, yes. Webtoon, yes. So we're going to see everything by Webtoon view. So this is how it's going to go. Those are our pages, 17 pages. This is our file. That's why I wanted to keep it like that. So now I don't have to worry about nothing. Because we now have all of our pages properly done. 1600 by 2400. As simple as that. So now I'm going to copy and paste the text of how things are going to be. So I'm doing this in like kind of a form to make sure that, you know, I'm just going to see things, right? It's going to be a bit different than what we might, you know, expect, right? Then I'm going to make them like this. So we are starting to see how things actually are starting to look like, right? Oh, the third page is going to be the page number 2 because I started from page 0. So 10. And I think I'm going to also try off stream make like I want to make this, I'm going to make these scenarios arc by arc, so where I'm going to make first the arc for Yuma. It's going to be only 3 chapter arc, so no biggie. Kind of like Raditz arc, right? It's going to be called either Misdirection or Hard Beginnings arc. Something like that. Because also Issei is not going to have it easy. Let's remember that Issei actually is going to have quite harsh, quite hard time to go about his life in this new, you know, in this thing. So, considering that first episode was quite specific, and yeah, we're kind of like repairing the I really hate saying repairing because it, like, you know, first thing that comes to my mind, it's not like, oh, okay, so we are doing experiment, what if, but first what comes to my mind is those idiots who are on Twitter and saying, oh, I've repaired your artwork. I don't know why, but repairing is, you know, has like bad like meaning in my head now because of them. Okay. Okay, wait, let's just change it to 10 so we wouldn't waste time on those as much. Okay, so sorry that we are not really doing anything interesting today, but we are like writing and talking about like story, but those are like very important things, and you can see how important it was. Like you can see how much process changed, you know, over the whole thing. And believe it or not, when I'm going to save it, it's going to be in a view of Webtoon. Like I'm going to be able to like actually take it and post it directly. Okay. Oh wait, I should make it 18 pages. I hope that we can change the amount of pages on the go. Because I was counting that we have 17 pages, yes, but I started counting from 0, so you have in total 18 pages, not 17. Oops, my mistake. Also, I think, so basically I'm going to also like put it into like more nowadays thing going on, you know? Instead of like, because like, for example, like phones were different back then and whatnot, so I'm thinking about also changing kind of the times we're at. So like Issei's phone is going to be like Android phone or something like that, right? And we're also going to see Asha here, but she's going to be actually like more saint when it comes to that. I think we're going to see her in like second one or kind of around third one right before, you know, Issei's death. So we're going to see Asha like, you know, standing somewhere around. Okay, story. Page manager. What? Wait. Story. Add page, okay. 18. There we go. I am learning. It's good to learn, remember that. Because then you can do cool stuff like this one. Okay, so we've got like the entire scenario written down on every page, so now I'm going to know what I have to draw. So the first page is going to be a bit problematic because I've decided to make this cool kind of view. Of course, I'm going to change kind of how the school is going to look like. So that's the thing. So yeah. I think I'll have to make a phone call after that, but like not that kind of phone call, not like work related, but maybe potential work related. Also, oh gee, okay, gosh golly, that hurts my eyes. So I'm trying to figure out like a cool writing for the logo for the game, so we'll see. But folks, we're going to wrap up here. Again, so sorry, so sorry that it's not like, you know, it's not like what would you expect from the stream as usually. I was really hoping that, you know, maybe we would still like try to touch some things, but it is what it is, you know, it is what it is. What can I say, right? We're just slowly progressing with the comic book. I think soon enough we are going to start like output pages. Like this is already like prepared. What I'm thinking about is actually like starting up mangaka and getting some references for like surrounding and stuff, you know, or like, well, I guess we are going to take like some typical Tokyo or somewhere around areas, you know. So we are going to probably also draw like environmentals from the actual Japanese locations instead of like going around and making up locations. Maybe we're going to make some changes, right, to them, but at least we're going to have like some kind of basis. So that's that. So yeah. But first I have to... I think they were in Kyoto. I hate it. Where does the action takes place? Kuo Town, a fictional city in Japan, okay. Or... yeah. We lost our grandpa? Wait, what do you mean? Okay, I'm going to wrap up and let's get on call just so I would, you know, just so I could understand things a little bit more. Alrighty, folks, as always, stay creative and I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care and